Dunkin' Donuts was born in a small bakery in Quincy, Massachusetts, in 1950. Dunkin' Donuts is the world's largest coffee and donut chain. With more than 16,500 restaurants in 55 countries, the brand is known for its donuts and coffee, but also offers frozen coffee drinks, sandwiches, and bagels. Bill Rosenberg opened Open Kettle in 1948, a restaurant selling donuts and coffee in Quincy, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, but he changed the name in 1950 to Dunkin' Donuts after discussing with company executives. He conceived the idea for the restaurant after his experiences selling food in factories and at construction sites, where donuts and coffee were the two most popular items. The restaurant was successful, and Rosenberg sold franchises to others starting in 1955. In 1963, Rosenberg's son Bob became CEO of the company at age 25, and Dunkin' Donuts opened its 100th location that year. Dunkin' Donuts was a subsidiary of Universal Food Systems at the time, a conglomerate of 10 small food service businesses, and Dunkin' Donuts locations varied greatly in their menu options, with some selling full breakfasts and others serving only donuts and coffee. In the following years, the other businesses in the Universal Food Systems portfolio were sold or closed, and the company was renamed to Dunkin' Donuts. The menu and shop format was standardized, and various new menu items were introduced. In the early 1980s, counter service and ceramic coffee cups were replaced by self-service counters and paper cups. The chain went public in 1968 and was acquired by Baskin-Robbins owner Allied Lyons in 1990. By 1998, the brand had grown to 2,500 locations worldwide with $2 billion in annual sales. Dunkin' Donuts expanded in the 1990s by buying out two rival chains, Mr. Donut and Don Donuts. At some point, the chain produced a donut specifically designed for dunking, with a handle. This was discontinued in 2003, except in Singapore, because it was hand-cut and uneconomical compared to machine-cut donuts. In 2004, the company's headquarters were relocated to Canton, Massachusetts. In December 2005, Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins, by then operating under the name Dunkin' Brands, were sold to a private equity consortium of Bain Capital, Carlyle Group, and Thomas H. Lee Partners for $2.4 billion. By 2010, Dunkin' Donuts' global sales were $6 billion. In June 2013, Dunkin' Donuts unveiled a new store design, the brand's first in nearly 7 years. The Dunkin' Donuts location in Natick, Massachusetts launched a program to test the concept of curbside pickup in December 2016. In January 2018, Dunkin' Donuts began to open new concept locations, beginning in Quincy, featuring modern decor, cold beverages on tap and a single-cup brewing machine, more packaged takeout options, and dedicated pickup lines for mobile ordering inside and in the drive-thru. The concept was described as being part of a shift towards becoming an on-the-go, beverage-led brand. In addition, the location, as well as others, began to trial signage referring to the chain as simply Dunkin', removing donuts from the name. In February 2018, Dunkin' announced plans to phase out polystyrene foam cups globally for environmental purposes by April 2020. On July 11, 2018, Dave Hoffman took over from Nigel Travis to become the CEO. He is looking to add 1,000 new locations outside of the northeastern United States by the end of 2020 and to have a revenue increase of 3% for stores open a year or longer. Also late 2018, Dunkin' installed espresso machines at all possible locations and launched espresso products using a new recipe. In June 2019, Dunkin' partnered with Grubhub to begin the rollout of its new Dunkin' Deliver service. Later in July 2019, Dunkin' partnered with Beyond Meat to introduce a meatless breakfast sandwich in Manhattan, becoming the first U.S. restaurant brand to serve Beyond Sausage. The sandwich launched nationally later in 2019. In September 2019, the New York Attorney General's office alleged in a lawsuit that Dunkin' mishandled a series of cyberattacks that were directed at customers using the Dunkin' mobile app. These attacks took place in early 2015 and thousands of usernames and passwords stolen. The state lawsuit alleges that Dunkin' employees knew about these attacks, but failed to take appropriate action. In October 2020, Dunkin Brands stated that the company was in conversation with Inspire Brands, a private equity-backed company, negotiating to sell the company. Inspire Brands announced on Saturday, October 31, 2020, that they would be acquiring Dunkin Brands Group for $11.3 billion, which would include Dunkin Brands' debt that Inspire Brands would be taking on. Inspire would pay $106.50 in cash for each of Dunkin Brands' shares. On December 15, 2020, the acquisition was completed, and Dunkin Brands ceased to exist as a separate company, with Dunkin, Baskin-Robbins, and the trademark management of Mr. Donut becoming part of Inspire Brands. Dunkin' Donuts offers a wide variety of coffee and donut options for people who want to start their day off right.